Once again, welcome to yet another episode of Pause Talk. And today we have with us Neha Pant. And when you will know about her, you will really wonder how can we have a Wonder Woman with us who's doing so much in life. Welcome, Neha.
Thank you so much, Monica. It's a pleasure being here. Super excited.
Neha is a happiness coach and she's a founder of Your Success Story. Your success is in her hand. You have to just reach out to her. So please, I will ask Neha to introduce herself.
Sure. Thank you so much, Monica. Hello, everybody. My name is Neha Pant Tewari. I'm a Nabaton SQA trainer by profession, a certified NLP practitioner, and an internationally certified happiness coach by passion, and I'm a learner by choice. I help people understand the art and science of happiness, and I help them create happiness at will. I'm a corporate warrior with over a decade of experience in areas of banking and consulting. My stints include working with E&Y, Ernst& Young, and ICICI Bank, to name a few. I'm also a self-learned astrologer, home baker, Reiki healer, military wife and a mother, and the founder of Your Success Story, which is based out of Pune. I enable people to succeed by cultivating a happy mindset. Out of all the things that I do and out of all the things that I love, happiness coaching and personal development is what I love the most and do the best. Super excited to be here with all of you today.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm sure the Neha, all the viewers will be thinking that is this going to be a coaching session? No, it is still a pause talk. In spite of Neha being a wonderful and a super coach, she has her own pause story to share with all of you. So I will ask first Neha to share her professional journey with us.
Sure. So I come from a defense background. I have studied, so far as my schooling is concerned, I have studied all over the country. Finally, I homed out at Pune. I did my graduation in English honors from Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce. Then I did my MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies. Soon after my MBA, I started working with a bank, a, a private bank, which is ICICI Bank, in the retail section. So I was a retail banker for almost about less than 3 years. I was dealing with the high net worth clients, and every day was a new day. I mean, one dot and one zero and a different date meant completely a different thing altogether when it comes to banking. Then
Absolutely.
thereafter, I moved to consulting. I worked with the Big Four in a major business vertical for many number of years. And then I took a conscious sabbatical. Then thereafter, I worked on my ikigai. I worked on a number of other things, my core competencies, my value system. And I decided that I want to do something which is close to my heart, which is my
Hmm.
second nature. I
Hmm.
don't want there to be too much of a distance between who I am and what I do. So
Hmm.
I gravitated towards coaching, mentoring, and training and found my niche in happiness coaching and personal development. And that is when Your Success Story, my business venture, was formed.
Super. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love the line that has to be a synchronicity between what you are and what you do.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that itself is a message from Neha. I'm sure there's going to be many messages in the same vein which she's going to share with us. Now that we have known Neha about her professional journey, I will now ask her to share her story of pause. Where did this pause came in her life, which actually helped her to find that niche of hers?
Sure. So I have honestly had two or three pauses. The first pause, or rather the first break or first sabbatical that I took was after my stint with ICICI Bank as a retail banker. Now, this was the time when I was getting married.
Okay.
This was an arranged match. I did not know my husband very well. And I wanted that first year of marriage to be special because they often say that, the first year of marriage is very critical. It's a make or break time. So I
Absolutely.
wanted to give, uh, I want to justify my time during that 1 year period that I was with him. So that is when I decided to kind of call it quits from my career, from my banking career. I moved with him. I traveled to places with him. I started a family. I raised a family. I waited for my daughter to start schooling.
Hmm.
And then thereafter, I started working again.
Hmm.
Now, here it's very important that I mention something which has to do with my core belief, Monica, for
Yeah.
the viewers as well. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
when I was young and when I was in a hostel in Pune, and when I was during my graduation, during my MBA, I was extremely clear about one thing in my mind.
Hmm.
I don't just want to be a working professional
Hmm.
or a working lady. I
Hmm.
want to be a happy working professional. Somebody
Yes.
who looks forward to the next day every second of her life.
Yes.
Not somebody who gets exhausted by the time she's home and,
Ah,
she feels pressure of the home, the looking after the home part and also
yes.
looking after the work part. I did not
Actually, and that
there
is
to
where nowadays people are talking about work-life balance. Who
huh.
wants a balance actually? If you want to be happy, you have to be in harmony with both the places. Not to have a balance, it has to be integration, not a balance. No?
Absolutely.
Balance. Balance doesn't work. Yeah, please.
Absolutely. I was often told that it is going to be a trade-off. I said, no, it has to be an
Hmm.
integration. My
Yeah,
work life has to be so good that it motivates me to be a good mother, a good wife, and probably a good person at home.
absolutely.
My home front has to be so effective and so harmonious that I'm able to go and deliver my core competencies outside in the workplace.
Hmm.
So, with that core belief in my mind, I had decided that every stage of my life, I want to enjoy the full spectrum of it.
Wow.
I will take breaks, but I will enjoy motherhood. I will enjoy the newly married bride phase. I will enjoy the setting up house phase. I will enjoy the second education that I pick up, that particular phase. I will enjoy the personal development and looking after the next job phase, all of that. So I picked up my life again when my daughter started her schooling. And then thereafter, I finally got into EY in Pune. I started working as a consultant in EY. And that is something which helped me grow immensely.
Hmm.
Immensely is not the word because as an MBA, I was working with all the chartered accountants, all the lawyers. I
Hmm.
was working with the best of the best for the best of the best.
Hmm.
Um, I was fairly happy in my life. I did not have too many complaints, honestly
Yes.
speaking,
Yes.
except for that one nagging thought in my mind. You know, I was wondering, there was something deep inside me that was screaming to let out. It was
Hmm.
begging to be heard.
Hmm.
And I often found myself asking this particular question that will my next professional milestone or promotion, or will my next uh, financial stability or financial
Yeah.
gain,
Upgradations or sort of. Yeah.
upgradation, financial upgradation or a pay bonus, get me that kind of satisfaction and peace of mind
Yeah.
or fulfillment that I'm craving for?
Absolutely.
The answer shocked me. And that is when I decided I need to change the gears of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was around 40 at that time. And then that
Hmm.
is when I decided that I think it's time that I start listening to my heart and
Yeah.
less to my brain. So then
Yes.
again, that was a time for the second pause in my life. That is when I started. I mean, during that sabbatical or during that pause or break, whatever you wish to call it, I started working on my own ikigai. I
Hmm.
worked on my value system. I worked on my key strengths, my core competencies, my ecology in
Hmm.
terms of what will work for me and what will not. Given the
Yes.
nomadic lifestyle that I had, I'm married into a military family.
Yes.
So, but one thing that I was very clear of is that I don't want to give up whatever I start this time. I wanted that work to be my second nature. I wanted there not to be any difference between who I am and what I do. My
Hmm.
extension of my own personality and nature.
Yeah.
And that is when I after a very long struggle, honestly, I realized that training, mentoring, and coaching is what my forte is. And
Yeah.
I finally found my niche in positive psychology and, personal development, as I call it. And
Yeah.
that is pretty how I started your success story, because I wanted people to kind of reconnect with their own geniuses and
Absolutely.
author their very own success stories. So by
Amazing.
that, my daughter had grown up, and I also underwent. This was a huge pause. Honestly, this was a 5 years pause. I underwent certain health problems.
Mhm.
There were multiple health problems I went through. I had to undergo surgeries. I was bedridden and all of that. And I realized, and some point in time, I underwent a depression. Um,
Hmm.
it was a bad time in my life. I
Yes,
almost
yes.
thought that probably this is the last of me. I will just
Oh,
not be able to rise up from this particular
um,
state of depression, because I was immobilized for some time.
mm, mm,
you know, Positive affirmations, hope, happiness, support of family,
mm,
um, people reminding me that I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at talking, I'm good at conversing, and I'm
mm.
so good with children, I'm so good with women who are attorneys. Finally, it gave me hope and it gave me a boost that yes, my
Yeah.
life can take a different turn. And
Yes.
once I changed my trajectory, there was no looking back.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So that is
Wonderful. That is
much
so
what my
wonderful.
story is.
So inspiring and so encouraging that when you were not be able to move, so to say, it is that impetus that help you to move the world now. No,
Hmm.
you are able to move. You can reach out anywhere like that. Now that you become a virtual trainer and coach and a mentor, you can reach anywhere. Sometimes we think that the problem which we are getting now will be the last. I will not
Yes,
do anything because this is the biggest problem that I'm having,
I
and
had
this is going
similar
to.
things in my mind.
Yes, so usually we do go undergo such kind of thought process in our mind. But then what is important is to go back to that one anchor of our
Hmm.
strength. No, when we go back to that anchor, and I'm sure you do that modalities in your NLP,
Yes,
because I am
yes.
also an NLP practitioner, so I know what an anchoring can actually do for a person. So when you shift that anchoring for that person from that distress to the hope one and the happy one, you actually change that person's whole perspective of that obstacle or hindrance or challenge that person would have had in their own life. And that is what happened with you, and you were able to bounce back and bounce back better. I must say, you bounced back better, and here you are now. So that is why now we will ask the next question regarding your post pause story. What are you doing actually? How are you now vis-a-vis what you were in that pause, and what are you doing now?
Sure. So now, currently, what I do is I help people create a success mindset, or rather, I help them enable them to find success in their life uh, by, cultivating a happy mindset.
Hmm.
Because I'm a very strong believer of the fact that success is not the precursor to happiness. It is happiness which is the precursor to success. The
Yes,
happier you are, the more successful you will become.
very
Because
well
the
said.
potential, yeah. So the potential of happiness gives you that impetus for growth.
Hmm.
We are conditioned to believe that once we make progress, once we become successful, then we will become happy. That is
Hmm.
how we are preconditioned to define success and happiness. But
Absolutely.
years of research has shown that it is actually the other way around.
Hmm.
The happier you are, the greater your potential for success. Why? Because happiness fuels success. It
Yes.
motivates you to do better.
Yeah.
The moment you're positively rewired, you are more aligned with your actions, body, mind, so to say.
Hmm.
And therefore, you are, being negatively wired, being anxious will actually put you down, rather than being boastful and being positively wired when you create a goal in your life.
Absolutely.
Having seen it my own self, I train other people also in the same strategy. So
Yes.
I offer my students, my women returnees, my corporate professionals, the toolkit, the skill set, and the mindset to create different milestones in their life and create a life that is meaningful, that is more fulfilling, and that is more success oriented as per their definition of success, not the society's definition of success.
Yes, very
So,
important, very well said. Very important to understand because society's definition of
hmm,
success is one which, when you are going to achieve that kind of
uh,
success, you get depression because
uh,
that is a very generalized kind of a success definition, and everybody is different. You are different to the person who, even if your sibling is your twin, you are different. So
so
how
true.
can you not be different from the people in your office who you want to compete with? No, probably you have the same qualification, you have the same kind of a experience, but still you are different human beings. You
100%.
respond to or react to the same situation in a different way. So your success cannot be the same as the other person's success. And
I
that
think
is what you are doing, and that is so beautiful. Wonderful, Neha.
one
I
of the
must
key
really
things,
appreciate that.
thank you so much. One of the key things which I help people instill is a right value system. I make them aware of their value system. And that kind of paves the way for their own, success stories or their own way forward. And
Yeah,
also post the pause, I feel far more at peace with myself. I feel more engaged. There is a greater meaning in my life. My relationships have kind of bettered and they have, the bonds have become much stronger. I sense a feeling of accomplishment because I have impacted so many people within these last 3 or 4 years that I have been practicing this. And your success story is actually a pandemic baby. So I feel extremely proud of myself, and my self esteem and my morale have actually boosted, which were down in the dumps, if you asked me 3 years or 4 years back
I
when
know.
I was bedridden.
Amazing, amazing. So I'm sure everybody would have been really rejuvenated by listening to Neha today. And the way she has bounced back, everybody can do that. No, it is
Yes,
a human instinct to
Hanji.
feel that negativity, but it is also a human potential to come out of that. No, so we all have that potential to bounce back and bounce back better. So we are here to help you to do that in Pause Story. To when you listen to one insightful, one amazing story, one story which is so inspiring, I'm sure you will have that installed in you that I can also do it. So I will now request Neha to share one powerful message with our viewers.
I will, I think, just take that powerful message from what you said just now. It is a
Okay.
human instinct to fear and be negative, but it is also the human potential to bounce back.
Wow.
And with that, I thank you all, and thank you, Monica, for having me today.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for quoting me and back. This was a real wonderful story today, and I'm really thankful to Neha for giving us time. And I'm also appealing for all the women who are listening to this post talk today that if you have a similar story and you think your story can inspire somebody, please contact me and I will reach out to you and you can be the next guest on my show. Thank you so much, Neha, once again. Namaste.